guys, Simply Betta here. I am in the new Simply Betta Studio right now, which is fantastic. I introduced this space at the end of my last video. The video where I announced that I'm no longer moving, plans have been canceled, and that I tore my fish room out of my house for no reason. But the silver lining of that video was that I now have this space behind me to turn into the new Simply Betta Studio, and I'm so happy and grateful and excited. An office, like my very own space that I can do things in and just sit down and work. This is the dream. This is the dream. This is my dream. A place to just have my own place and to shut out the rest of the world and my amazing family and just be able to do the projects that I want to do and have my own place. I am so happy and grateful to have a place to call my own right here. And now it's time to actually take the steps to be able to move into this room and make it my own. Now, why haven't I done that already? It's because I've been having to gather materials from all over the place so I can fix something. There's been one major issue that's been preventing me from just moving in already. The floor. This floor is what's been preventing me from moving in already. It is a very nice hardwood floor, and I can't just move in here without taking the steps I need to do to protect this floor. And why do I have to go through a bunch of effort to protect this floor? Because I work with like water and wet things and watery things. And in case of like an accident or a little oopsie, I can't be spilling water on a nice hardwood floor. That would be stupid. So right at the start, I just need to protect the floor. I think everyone is going to agree. I also can't be destructive in this room. I can't like remove the floor and put a new floor in. I have to put something on top of it. So I need a solution that could be removed someday, leaving a pretty much pristine hardwood floor underneath. So in this video, I'm gonna be installing a waterproof laminate floor and also an underlayment. That's a moisture barrier. Also, I have a little soundproofing issue that I'm going to try to tackle at the same time. I was hoping to get started on this a lot sooner, but I had to gather supplies for a while. Like, it took me a while just to get everything I needed, because it's not like I live next to a Home Depot or anything. And some materials were harder to get a hold of than others, and some were on back order, and I just had to be patient and sit and wait for everything to be delivered to me. But I finally have everything, and I think it's about time to get started. I got a bunch of rolls of Peacemaker, which is like a rubber underlayment that I'm going to be using. This is actually to help with my soundproofing issue, and there's plenty more where that came from. I have myself a laminate flooring cutter guillotine thing right here. I have my underlayment that I'll be using underneath my laminate flooring, which I have right here. And I'm pretty sure I have all the little miscellaneous tools and bits I need to get started. And just a disclaimer, I have never done like a laminate flooring before. This is a DIY project. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've just watched a lot of YouTube videos and read a lot of things and I've taken notes. It's like, see, notes. These are all notes. So fingers crossed, I hope I'm doing everything right. This is the closet of the room, and I'm actually gonna be removing these doors because the doors are just gonna get in the way of putting my new flooring in. This big closet behind me might be turning into a very small vocal studio. And by might, I mean it absolutely is turning into a tiny little vocal booth. So I'll finally have a convenient place to pursue my voice acting hobby and career and just have fun. This is gonna be cool. These doors are really heavy though, so I can't even really get started until I get some help from big strong man. As much as I love doing everything by myself, I'm just really small. So I got to work that night just getting this really dense, heavy rubber Peacemaker layer out of the boxes and getting it all cut up and ready to work with. Because they're really heavy and really big and awkward, and I'm pretty small. I actually had a really hard time just like trying to get them out of the boxes and trying to maneuver them around the room. It was a good workout. I also spent time measuring out lengths that I would need and cutting them out. I did it. I probably should have asked for help for that one, but oh well, it's too late. Now that I have my rubber rolls cut out to the lengths that I need, I'm waiting on an electrician to come and check my floor boxes, my floor outlets, because some of them, they won't turn off. So I can I can mess with my floor outlet. It's another night. I'm gonna make some more progress tonight. In my little hour-long window where I can actually work on stuff, I'm gonna work on getting that rubber mat on the floor and nicely cut out around like vents and outlets. So let's go. I just focused on getting some good progress done on putting this Peacemaker down, and I was cutting out the holes that I would need to accommodate my vents and my floor outlets. And that was, kind of tedious, and it took a while, and I'd have to cut around corners and that kind of thing. But I was happy. I was just listening to my, my Dungeons and Dragons podcasts in my headphones and just having a great time. So I have 2/3 of the room done now, but then I need to do one more strip and a little extra. But this one's a little bit harder because I have a bunch of outlets that I'm gonna have to measure and vent, like many outlets. And then one of my problems is that I can't figure out how to turn a couple of these outlets off. Like I can't find the breaker that controls these outlets. This is such a nice little tool letting me know that those didn't turn off. So when I come work next and film next, hopefully I'll be able to get this this side done. This will probably be tedious because of all the cutting. This might take me a couple nights because I don't have a whole lot of spare time. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. It's another night. I'm gonna make some good progress tonight. I can feel it. The electrician stopped by today, so besides solving some other problems in the house, he helped me figure out how to turn the outlets off that I was having problems with, finding how to turn them off. So that's great news. Let's get the last strip of rubber down. I can measure stuff. A good amount of time has passed now. I'm exhausted. It's super late. It's bedtime. But I'm rather proud of myself, though. My entire room has the first layer down, except in the closet where my voice booth is going to be. I haven't put that piece of rubber down yet. I have it perfectly measured and cut out right here. You can see it looks really, really nice. I'll have to come back to this tomorrow because it'll involve removing some nails that I found here on the base, left over from the baseboards. This is a lot of work, and I hope it's all worth it. I'm sure it will be, but it's midnight. I still have to go do laundry and dishes, and there's just so much to do. It's the next day again. The baby is sleeping, so let's try to finish up this rubber stuff. Fits pretty well. I wish it were a little more snug here. Luckily, this rubber stuff has a little bit of elasticity to it, so I can push and pull and kind of bully it into place. I think I did it. I think I can finally move on to the next step. This was so hard to do just kind of by myself. It feels good though. It feels good to get that done. I'm in my flannels and my sweatpants and my mismatched socks, and I don't care. I feel good. I'm happy with this. You can see that the entire floor has this nice, dense rubber layer on it. All the outlets and the vents are really nicely cut out and they're fitting really great. This is awesome. I got the voice booth fitted in today and it looks really nice, and it's really cool. I'm really happy with how it's been turning out. I can't even describe how happy I am. I feel proud. This is something I've never done before. This isn't a project I've never attempted before. I've just been trying to teach all of it to myself. It might not be such a big deal to some of you viewers out there, but I'm still excited. Tonight I'm gonna take time to measure and cut out my underlayment. This is an underlayment that goes under laminate floors. It's a vapor barrier, it's more soundproofing, and it's what I'm gonna use. This underlayment was like an absolute joy to work with in comparison to the difficulty level of the Peacemaker. It was so nice and easy. And now it's the next night. I have completed everything. Well, not everything. Next up, now I can finally start working on my laminate flooring. But I'm so excited. I'm just getting this close. I'm getting this close. It's a couple days later. I finally got some time to go out into my garage tonight and rip my very first row of the laminate planks. So now I think I can finally get started on the laminate, which is the very last part of this entire project, and I can't wait. This is like the most nerve-wracking part, because if I get this wrong, it's the most expensive mistake ever. First piece. I just give it a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Very proud of myself right now. Repeat that like a million times. I set up this cool little contraption back here. This is a laminate flooring cutter, so I wouldn't have to just constantly be running out to my garage having to cut planks. I just know. The process of putting down the laminate floor was intimidating at first, but I feel like there's a bit of a learning curve to it, but once you have it down, it's actually pretty simple. Frustrating at times, but pretty straightforward. I really like the color of the floor that I chose. It really complements like the walls and the chinking between the logs, and I feel like it's just really nice and it brightens up the room. The good news is that after tonight, I only have about a quarter of the room left to go. This quarter of the room is the hardest quarter of the room because it has like 6 floor outlets and a vent I have to cut around, and it's gonna be kind of a pain. So this might take me a couple nights to finish up the last part of laying the actual planks down. It took me so long. It took me so long and so many nights, but I did it. I did it. I'm so happy right now. Now I'm just gonna do the little final touches. I'm gonna put some backing foam in the gap, quarter round on my T-moldings, and I think I'm gonna be done. I actually sealed the edges, the quarter round, with silicone just in case of any leaks. You know, they can't spill over the sides of this floating floor. I feel like I'm being just a really healthy amount of paranoid. I ended up having a few little mistakes that I'd have to cover up, and I used just some extra of my acoustical sealant because it dries to a nice white paintable color. I sort of just covered up my mistakes. I covered up some of the ugly gaps around my doorways since I didn't undercut the doors because I was being non-destructive. I got a paint that was really close in color to my floor, and I just painted over the ugly sealant. And you know what? It's hardly noticeable. I finished. I can't believe it. I am done, and it took me so long, and I'm so proud right now of what I was able to do. Oh my God, I finally finished this thing. This took me way too long, absolutely way longer than it should have. But I've probably reiterated this a few times in all the doing and complaining. This probably would have been like a weekend job if I was alone by myself. Maybe a weekend job for 2 people. Just busting it out and being done. But I got to put together this floor in between all the other things that I have to do, and taking care of my family and raising my kids. Between all of that and only getting tiny little snippets here and there to work on it, that ended up being really difficult. Like, I think I've learned my lesson. I'm never doing big projects like this ever again. I'm just gonna hire someone to do it. I'm like so happy right now. There's so much potential. The soundproofing to the floor below, it's not perfect, it's not completely soundproof, but there's been an improvement. My voice booth isn't done yet. You can see I'm still waiting on some doors to get to me. This is pretty much finished to the point that I can move in, I can connect my internet. I think I'm gonna get that all set up tomorrow, is getting the internet line and my modem up and running. And then the next step is to just move my desk in here and actually move in. I am seriously over the moon right now with this, and I'm so thrilled and I'm so happy and excited, and I don't even know what to do. This is like the biggest dream come true for me. So like, I haven't posted for a while, but this is why, and it's totally gonna be worth it. I'm exhausted. Maybe I need to take a nap. I just need to slouch in this chair for a few minutes and get a game plan in my head for what I'm gonna do next. This is pretty exciting, and I can't wait to share it with everybody. Thanks for being patient while I've been gone for like a month. Especially my patrons. Thanks so much, guys. Well, I better get moving on. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you want to learn more about the soundproofing aspect, go check out this video that I should have linked right now to learn more about the soundproofing on my other channel, Tabby Tabaxi. I'm tired. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.